Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the DeHart House podcast. My name is Alicia and I'm coming to you from West Texas. Today is Sunday, October something. I wrote it down. What is it, the 21st? Yes, because tomorrow is my sister's birthday. Okay. Yes, it's the 21st. Okay. When you write notes in a journal, you should probably open the journal during the podcast so you can see the notes. Okay. So, if you're a new viewer, thanks for tuning in, and if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. Yeah, it has been a little while, and I really apologize for that. What, 2-3 weeks? Something like that? Yeah, first of all, I needed to take a weekend off to catch up on work and sleep and all the things. Then the next weekend, I had to go to a work event. It wasn't the whole weekend, but it was an all-day thing and it was kind of draining. Anyway, and now here we are, so whatever. For those of you who are new to the podcast or don't know, I teach math at the local community college, and we just had midterms, and it's just been a pile of grading exams and updating grade books and paperwork. It translates into paperwork, and so yes, I had to get all of that paperwork done before I could talk to you guys again. So yeah, I gotta pay my bills. So anyway, so I'm here now, yay! And it's actually cool weather, yay! The hurricanes that have been hitting the U.S. from what seems like all directions have sent a lot of rain our way, which is nice, but atypical. So it has been cool, rainy, windy, cloudy. Yeah, which is nice. It's a nice change of pace. People who are from West Texas that I've talked to aren't huge fans of it because it's not what they're used to. I, on the other hand, was born and raised in Michigan, and in the summer there were always thunderstorms. So rainy weather is something I'm used to. Yeah, so anyway, it was a nice break from the 100-degree heat of the summer and then the 80-90-degree heat of the fall season. So today I woke up and I won't say her name, Alexa, told me that today, this morning when I woke up, it was 44 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and today we're going to have a high of 66 degrees Fahrenheit. The sun is out right now, but she said to expect clouds and some rain. So we're getting this podcast in now. I usually wait until the afternoon, but right now the sun is out, it's morning, and I was like, if I wait and record at my usual time, it's going to be cloudy and rainy, and you won't see all the bright colors in the background, so I'm recording now. And I have my tea, my cup of tea. I've got some black tea in here with some Splenda, and it's still very, very hot. It's almost perfect. Anyway, yeah, so I am wearing my knitwear. I have been wearing my knitwear all week long, all my shawls and hats, and I'm loving this weather. Now, because it has been crazy rainy, I haven't been able to go out and mow the lawn. We, previously I told you guys that our lawnmower broke, and it took a month to hear back from the repair guy that it would cost more to fix the lawnmower than to just buy a new one, so we bought a new one. We ordered it on Amazon. We got another electric mower. which a coworker of mine was like, well, if you didn't have good luck with this last one, why'd you go with electric again? And I said, well, maybe we just got a bad one, so if this next one goes out, then I'll know not to go electric. But anyway, yeah, so I ordered it on Amazon and it got delivered, and ever since the lawnmower came, it's been rain, 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 and I'm not going to go mow with an electric mower. First of all, in the rain, that's a terrible idea. And second of all, when the grass is just so wet and the ground is so wet. So, yeah, I mean, the grass is kind of growing. I just haven't been able to trim down everything because I'm waiting for stuff to dry out before I get out the lawnmower, which I'm sure will happen at some point. I'm just kind of like, I want to make sure the thing works before winter comes. So anyway, yeah, so all the things, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the cooler weather. I know here soon we'll have daylight savings time, and that's when everything gets just off kilter, because now you're having to drastically change when you see the sunlight. And anyway, random tangents right from the start. So guys, this is my knitting podcast, if you didn't know. We are in my craft room. I've got all my yarn behind me and my spinning wheel, which I really need to use again. So first off, let me make some knitting related announcements. We have the knit along / crochet along running called All the Shawls of Fall. And this is all about knitting and crocheting shawls during the fall season. This started the first day of fall, which was September 22nd, and it's running until the last day of fall, technically on the calendar, of December 21st. Yeah. So we have, today's October 21st, November 2nd, so there's 2 more months left in this knit along, 1 month down, 2 to go. And again, this is for knitting and crocheting. So when you finish a shawl, whips totally count. All I ask is that you post a picture in the Ravelry thread called All the Shawls of Fall, KAL/CAL, Finished Objects, I think is what I called it, or FO thread. Anyway, just post a picture. Every shawl that you finish gets you an entry into winning a prize at the end of the event. So everyone gets 1 entry for finishing a shawl. If you use one of my patterns, you get a bonus entry. And if you use one of my yarns, you also get a bonus entry. So you have a potential of getting 3 entries out of 1 shawl. And that's if you use my pattern, my yarn, and you finish it within the knit along. So anyway, yes, very exciting. Yay! I did finish my first shawl for the knit along. I showed this to you guys last time. This is a new design that I have called Walk in the Park. And yeah, this was my first FO for the knit along / crochet along. So I'll just throw that on real quick. And this is a perfect transition into the fact that I posted this pattern last night. I know. Okay. So, Michael and I finally, like I said, it's been rainy, okay? So we finally had a nice day yesterday with no rain and very few clouds in the sky. So we went to the park and I dressed up and we got some pictures to finally finish off the pattern. And while a rainy, drizzly day would have been fun, like the pictures would have looked nice, it's hard to tell if it's going to be drizzly rain or like rain. You know what I'm talking about? So rain would have been terrible. But yeah, so this shawl, can I call it a shawl? A wrap / scarf. It takes 3 colors of yarn. All right, so color A is your contrasting color for your stripes, okay? In my version, I use this nice cream color. Color B is your main color, excuse me. So it goes with the stripes here. That's this mauve color here. Use it in the texture section on both sides. But it is the main color because it's mostly throughout the whole shawl. And then color C just gives you a nice pop in the middle. And you could totally make this using only 2 colors. You could use A, and color A could also go here in section C. Especially if you have a full skein of color A. That would totally be enough to do the stripes and this middle eyelet section. But I wanted to use this beautiful variegated yarn from Lone Star Arts, and it went so well with the other colors that I wanted to throw that in there. So, excuse me, I knit it using a solid, which is color A, a nice tonal, which is color B, and then and there's color B, you can see the tonalness of it, it's so pretty, and then a variegated, and it's gorgeous. So, first, since we're talking about yarn, color A, the cream color was Cascade Heritage, and the colorway is Limestone. It has a number that I can't remember. Color B, this beautiful mauve, is Gothic Queen by Leading Men Fiber Arts on their Showstopper base. And color C is Lone Star Arts on their Armadillo base, and the color is Vintage Photograph. These are all fingering weight yarns, they're all merino nylon blends, and the thing is scrumptious. So the way that it's knit is that you start at one of the points, you increase, hold it this way, you increase, right, and you get this nice center spine, until it gets to a nice width, and then you stop increasing it in size, but you maintain this center spine chevron shape. It moves from the gradiating stripes into this texture with your tonal yarn, which really shows it off. Then you just completely switch to a different yarn and do some eyelets in the middle, again maintaining that center spine. And then you just repeat those sections on the other side. And so we do the texture again, and then the stripes. And then over here, right, we decrease down, boop, 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 there we go, to the other point. Yeah. So it's mostly a scarf, but it's got a little interest on the ends with the points, and so it's just really nice to, I was wearing this a lot under my jacket when it was a nice rainy day, and so yeah, you mostly get to see the different stripes here. Let me just see, what is she working at? Nothing. There's nothing out there. Nothing. Must be a squirrel in a tree that I can't see. But anyway, yeah, you get to see color C right up front, right here. You get the stripes coming down, and it's so nice. And yeah, I really like this one. If I didn't say already, this pattern is called Walk in the Park, and it is available on Ravelry. Anytime I release a new pattern, I mark it down 20% for the first month of release. So, since I released this yesterday, October 20th, this pattern is 20% off until November 20th at midnight Central Time. That's where I am. And yeah, you don't have to put in a coupon code. That discount is automatically applied at checkout. Everyone gets it, even if you don't watch the podcast and you didn't hear about my announcement. Good. Alright, so that is now available, so there is yet another shawl pattern you could knit for the knit-along. I am going to go see what Marjorie is complaining about. I will be right back. Oh, goodness. Yes, quite literally nothing. She's barking at nothing. So false alarm. I have a horrible security guard dog. Marjorie is our 2-year-old black Labrador. She's a sweetheart, but she's also extremely protective, and so the barking happens when she sees someone across the street on the sidewalk walking. She goes nuts. And I think it's 2 reasons. Number 1, stay away from my humans. Number 2, I really want to go out and meet you. Please pay attention to me. So, anyway. Alright, so that covers announcements, and it sounds like she laid down right outside the door there, so calm. Let's talk about my own knitting. First of all, I finished a shawl that I've been working on. This is my Poly cardigan. The pattern is called Pauli, P-A-U-L-I-E. And it is by Isabel Kramer, and it's available on Ravelry for free. It is a fingering weight cardigan pattern, and I'll go ahead and stand up so you can see the full cardigan here. So it does have this folded over collar, buttons, stripes, all the things, garter on the top. And it looks really cool. There's a little puckering going on here. This edge is an I-cord bind off, which is really intimidating at first, but then not so bad. It did take a while, but I think it was worth it. I did make the sleeves a little too long, so I have rolled the cuff. I also don't like how floppy this is. Yeah, so first of all, I knit this pattern using Superwash Merino Nylon Blend yarn, okay? So the main color is Cloudborn Superwash Merino, and the color is Shayla Heather. And then the stripes, the cream stripes here, is Holiday Yarns, and the color is Vanilla. So they have the same Superwash Merino nylon content, so they feel the same. There's a fuzzy. So I love that, and I love the way the fabric feels. It's very soft. However, it's a bit more drapey than I would want. As you can see, this collar, I have to keep messing with it because it doesn't have enough structure to hold itself, and so I have to keep fixing it. The button band is, I mean, it's all garter stitch. It gets all puckery and doesn't want to stay. And yeah, it's just, in the pattern, you do, it is knit top down. You come back later and do the sleeves, and then you come back later and do the whole button band all the way around the collar all in one go. And I like the structure of it. The pattern was very clearly written. It was easy to follow. But one thing I don't like is in the sleeves that you only do decreases until like here, and then you stop decreasing. And had I thought about it, I would have modified that, because I don't like a floppy sleeve end. So had I thought about it, I would have kept decreasing all the way to the end and had a much more form-fitting sleeve all the way. and I didn't. And I don't like that. Plus the edge is garter stitch, which is kind of fanning out rather than pulling in like ribbing would do. So I think that also like exacerbates the problem. This is me being fit. These are my preferences. It's not really a problem with the pattern. It's just that I don't like this. So I'm folding up the cuff so that it's less of a problem and kind of pulling up the sleeves a little. And so, yeah, which bugs me because it makes me want to rip back and do more decreases and maybe do ribbing on the edge instead of garter. I kind of wish I would have done ribbing at the bottom as well instead of garter. I did weave in all the ends. I washed it. I blocked it. It sat on the floor in here with the fan for a day and a half. And yeah, it's just, I mean, I think there's two things that I need to think about the next time I make a sweater, and that is number one, the yarn. This yarn, it's more drapey than structured, I think. And so, like I said, the collar's having a hard time. It doesn't want to stay. Plus, the garter stitch is inherently stretchy. So again, less structure, less hold your position, and more be flexible. So yeah, I need to think about those things next time. But all in all, I like it. I just, after blocking it, I put it on, and the thing was humongous. Like, humongous. So I did something I was very scared about doing, and I put it in the dryer for 5 minutes. And now it fits okay. But I almost feel like maybe I should put it in for 5 more minutes or something, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's okay. I don't think I'll put it in the dryer again. Anyway. Just some things that, as a knitter, I need to be more aware of when I'm making garments. That if it's a garment that's supposed to be drapey, then choose yarn that has properties that make it drapey. And if I want something with more structure, choose wool that has more structure to it, that isn't so drapey. So that was my bad. Nothing wrong with the pattern. Those are some of my quirks that I immediately noticed after finishing the garment. So we'll see how it wears over time and everything, but yeah, I think I'm gonna cool it on the superwash merino, because I've made 2 garments out of that type of yarn now. This one and the previous one, I notice, are just kind of like, they're drapey, they're bigger than I intended. And while I like wearing a roomy garment, I don't want to walk around looking like I'm wearing a circus tent or wearing one of Michael's garments instead of one of my own. So I just need to be more mindful of that. So if you guys have any advice on yarn choices for garments, I would absolutely love to hear about those. So either comment below or throw it in one of the threads on Ravelry, in our Ravelry group, DeHart House Podcast. That would be amazing because, I mean, step 1, you got to choose the right materials. So I just need to be more mindful of that instead of just, you know, well, it's in my stash and I have enough, so I'll use it and it'll be perfect. And not necessarily. So this is my first finished object. Again, the pattern is Polly by Isabel Kramer. The buttons I got on Amazon. They're wood buttons. They're 3/4 inch diameter. And I use the same buttons on my dad's sweater. I just went ahead and ordered a double quantity of buttons so I would have enough for 2 sweaters. And it looks like I have enough for yet another sweater should I need them. So that's nice. I talked about the yarn. I used The pattern called for you a size 2.5 needles, which I don't own. I did swatch, first of all. Let me just say, I did swatch. And to get gauge, I had to use US size 4 needles. Which now I'm thinking, maybe I should have used 3s and it wouldn't be so big or something. Anyway, I swatched and that's what gave me gauge, and I went with that, and it's still too big. I think just because the yarn is so forgiving. So I need to keep that in mind. Anyway, it's finished and I can wear it and it's cool enough and I love it. So I would change a few things if I could go back in time, but whatever. I have another finished object, you guys. Did I show this to you yet? See, this is the problem with waiting so long, is that I can't even remember everything that I've showed you guys. So I finished a pair of socks. I don't know, did I show you these? Whatever. They're finished. These are a Christmas gift for someone in my family. It is a surprise because some people in my family watch this podcast, so I'm not going to say who. But anyway, they're completely finished, ends woven in, ready to be just gift wrapped. But I have found that if I wrap Christmas gifts too early, I forget what's in them. So, I either end up tearing the package open to remember what was in there, or I end up getting that person 2 of one thing because I forgot I'd already bought it. Anyway, so I have a hiding place in my house where I'm keeping Christmas gifts. Gosh, because I really need to hide them. I'm showing them to the internet. Whatever. Anyway, they will be in that place until Christmas is closer, and then I will wrap them. Whatever. That is funny. So, the yarn is Barocco Socks Metallic. The colorway, did it have a name? I think it was just a number. I don't remember, but I did put it in the project page for these. It is sparkly, as you can see, hence the Barocco Metallic. It is this gorgeous striping yarn. I did do a short row heel. The pattern is just a 3x1 rib. I do 3x1 rib all the way around the leg, and then I continue it on the top of the foot. So these are really nice for making a sock that will fit almost anyone, barring the length of the foot. So I did have to tailor the length of the foot based on who these are for. But other than that, I like doing a nice ribbed sock because they tend to fit everyone better, and I don't have to keep nagging them to try it on. So it's good. I did use US size 1 needles, and this is fingering weight yarn. Yeah. They're finished, ready to go for gift giving. And that's it for finished objects, a sweater and some socks. Yay! I do have some works in progress. I always have works in progress, are you kidding? So I have another pair of socks that I'm knitting for a different person in the family. And I did finish the first sock. So this is also Barocco Socks yarn in navy. This is not metallic. There is no sparkle to this one. Let's see if I have the tag. I did start the second sock. Yes, here's the tag. Barocco Comfort Sock is this navy one. It's 50% nylon, 50% acrylic. And what's interesting about this yarn is that, no way this is going to show up on camera, so hang on, let me look at this again. It's not really, it's not a twist ply. So normally with yarn you can like twist it the opposite direction and it will like, you can see the plies. This is not twisted. This is like a, almost like a tiny little I-cord of yarn, and they took the strands, the plies, and like I-corded them together kind of thing. But it's so fine, you can't even really tell. But I'm curious about how the yarn will wear, how the garment will wear. So all knit up and everything, you can't tell. You can't tell that this is plied any differently, which I like. It's just going to be kind of curious to see what happens. Anyway, yeah, so for this pair of socks, I'm knitting them cuff down, which is what I prefer because I like to use German twisted cast on, which is super, super stretchy. I have a hard time getting socks over my heel, and I need something super, super stretchy. So I like knitting them cuff down. I've used stretchy bind-offs, and I can't get them as stretchy as this. So I like to knit them cuff down. I'm using Cloudborne Superwash Merino yarn for the contrasting color. This is Gray Heather, or Heather Gray. I can't remember the order of the words. I think Gray Heather. And then this is the Barocco Socks Navy. So I'm doing the texture all the way around the leg and then just down the top of the foot, contrasting heel, toe, and cuff. I usually do 20 rounds for the ribbing, but this time I'm doing 15. Just trying something different. Yeah, so I have one sock finished. I have my progress keeper still on here. This is where I was last time I showed this to you. So I knit the heel and the foot. Once I get past the heel, it just flies, you know, because you're past the point where you're gonna have to like stop. If I take this on the go and I'm here and I realize it's long enough for the heel, it's hard to multitask and knit a heel, right? So once the heel is done, you're just go, 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 go. The toe is mindless decreases. So I can do that and multitask. Anyway, I've started the second sock, so we're getting there. I have one gift down plus half a gift. Yeah. Okay, what else? Yes, I have, first of all, let me just say, this bag. What? Okay. So I posted a new Boxy Bag in my shop, and I of course made an extra one for myself. Yeah, I love these Boxy Bags for knitting on the go. I put the zipper so it starts right here up by the handle. So you can have all your goodies in here. You can have your yarn coming out right here and be knitting while you're walking. Oh yeah, love it. Look at the fabric. It's that campground. What? Love it. Excuse me. So yeah, there's another one back there. They're so cute. So I have in my campground Boxy Bag, I've just unzipped it. Wait a minute, first of all, before I empty this thing. Okay, I'm holding it right next to my head. Does that tell you how big this thing is? It's as big as my head. Oh, my sister and I used to say that all the time. It's as big as my head. Anyway, it's a really good size Boxy Bag. I also make a pretty sturdy handle. I sort of quilted a little with some extra, I don't know, seams, because it's not really sewing things together. But you know what I mean. I stitched down the handle a few times just to give it a little extra stability. So, anyway. Alrighty. That's enough about the bag, Alicia. Inside this bag, I finally decided what to do with this yarn. So I showed this to you guys last time. This is Gritty Knits. Of course, I don't have the tag in the bag, and I need to. This is Gritty Knits yarn. This is Merino Cashmere Nylon, which is their Nom base. And I have no idea what this colorway is called because it wasn't labeled on the tag, but it doesn't matter. It is a plethora of colors. So I've decided what to do with this skein. I asked you guys, what should I do? Should I do a single color thing where I just use this one skein? Or should I mix it with something else and do some striping and whatever? And I decided, you guys were right, just do the one. Okay. So I went a little bit of a different route. I didn't go traditional shawl. I decided to go with a cowl. And for those of you who might be wondering, cowls totally count for all the shawls of fall, knit along / crochet along. Because it's mostly about wearing things on your neck. Okay? So I cast on a cowl. What? I know, look at those colors. Holy crap. I got a progress keeper on there just to keep me motivated. And so I know what the front side is, right? So I'm knitting it in the round. Silly camera keeps interrupting me with stopping my videos. Anyway, yes, I am knitting it magic loop. Yeah, I guess I don't have a cord that's a little smaller. Anyway, but yeah, I love how these colors are showing up, you guys. It's insane. So the pattern is Sock Head Cowl by Kelly McClure. It is free on Ravelry. Basically, you knit 2 purl 2 ribbing for 4 inches, do the body in stockinette, then do 4 more inches of ribbing on the other end. And just use up the whole skein. And that's my plan. And I love it. And it's amazing. And I have tried it on to make sure that it goes over my head. So we're good. But yeah, these colors, and I love it. I love that I didn't decide to mix it with anything, because I think it's just, it's a standalone skein and it's beautiful. So yes, I started this shortly after the last episode, and so thanks for your input. And I agree, the one skein, perfect. So yeah, I still have a ways to go. In the pattern, she did recommend that after you finish the ribbing, you weigh your ball to see how much yarn you used. And so when you're knitting the body, you know how much yarn to leave on the other end to do the other ribbing. So I used 20 grams to do the ribbing here. So I'm going to keep knitting here until I have 20/21 grams here. And then start the ribbing and have enough to complete all of that and bind off. Honestly, if I was like a row or 2 short, you wouldn't notice. So I'll probably go until I have about 20 and then start the ribbing. But yeah, that should use up this whole skein. This is a merino cashmere nylon blend, so this thing is going to be crazy soft and super colorful, and I love it. So this will be really nice, especially on a day where I'm wanting something colorful to brighten up my winter, because we know how it is in the winter with, you know, less daylight and we're all cooped up inside, and you just start feeling a little stir crazy and a little depressed, to be honest. And so I think it'll be nice to have this bright colorful thing that I can pop on and feel a little more cheery. So yep, that's living in my Boxy campground bag, which I love. I love, love, love. And then if that wasn't enough, you guys, I finished this sweater and I was like, yarn sale at Hobby Lobby. Went to Hobby Lobby, went a little nuts, okay? Michael went with me. So first let me show you my new cast on, which I cast on last night while we were watching Continuum on Netflix. We are just starting season 3, we watched the season 2 finale last night, which was extremely, the ending was quite the cliffhanger. Almost made me think, if I would have been watching that on live TV, I probably would have thought that, okay, the show's over. Like, that was the end. But there are more seasons on Netflix. This is not a new show, right? If you guys didn't get that. But anyway, so we'll probably watch season 3, episode 1 today. But I cast this on last night while we were watching the show. I am knitting. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. This is by Drops Design, and it's called Wind Down. There it is, Wind Down. Yep. The picture is kind of small, so I'll pop a bigger picture in here so you guys can see. It's a very basic raglan sweater with some detail on the raglan increase part. So I decided, right, we're gonna try a different yarn. Excuse me, I mentioned we went to Hobby Lobby, so it's acrylic, it's not wool, but whatever. I was watching Espastrico podcast, and I forget their names. Lisa has the long hair, right? Anyway, I can't remember the other lady's name. Anyway, Espastrico, which is fun to say. She has been knitting, not Lisa, the other lady. She has been knitting a lot of black items. And she had mentioned, like, you know, I want to make garments that I know I'm going to wear, that, you know, go with multiple items in my wardrobe so I can wear it fairly often and things like that. So she's been knitting a lot of black things. And, yeah, I mean, so I decided I was going to knit a black sweater. So I picked up some black yarn. This is a DK weight pattern. So I got DK weight yarn. So Baby Bee Sweet Delights, and the color is Soft Licorice. I don't know about soft. I mean, it's black. The yarn is soft, but anyway. This is 60% acrylic, 40% polyamide. I don't know, and basically the same thing in my book. But anyway, I made a sweater for my dad out of Karen worsted weight yarn, and that thing has a lot of structure to it. So I'm giving it a shot, you guys. With DK weight yarn this time instead. Okay, once again, I'm using US size 4 needles, aren't I? Naturally. US size 4 needles, I don't know why, that's like the magic needle size for me. The pattern calls for US size 6. So this time I went down. US size 6 for DK, I mean, I guess. Anyway, I'm using US size 4s. I swatched, alright? And this was crazy close to gauge. I was off by 1 row. So I got the stitch gauge, and then the row gauge I was off by 1 row, and thought, oh god, I can't get closer than that. So I'm using US size 4, alright. It's knit in the round. It's knit top down. Black and black, you can't really see anything, but that's okay. So right now it's magic loop style until I get all the stitches on, and then it'll just be knitting in the round. I do have stitch markers on here to mark off where to do my increases and where the sections change. So, yeah, let's see if I can try to show you the lacy bit there. You can kind of see it. Also try not to drop any stitches, but yeah, it's going to be really pretty, you guys. can't get the light to catch it the right way. Anyway, maybe I'll put in a picture. But yeah, I'm really excited. I do like wearing black. It is a very flattering and classic color. And so I'm going with a pullover this time instead of a cardigan, so I won't have to mess with buttons. And hopefully I can make this fit. Also, I've had problems with my garments being a little bit bigger than I wanted. So I did measure, I did follow the chart she has in here with the measurements. I did measure myself like crazy last night. And I'm not afraid to talk about sizes and stuff. I am making size large. Now with the size large, the bust is going to be 48 times 2, 96 centimeters. The bust is going to be 96 centimeters around, which is going to be tight on my chest. But what I've done in the past, and again, different yarns, so we'll see how it works out, is that if it was a little tight, then I went up a size. So then I'd have a bunch of positive E's. But then I put the thing on, and with the stitches, they're already stretchy and everything, so there was no need to go up a whole size. And this is going to have some give to it. It's not like it's super, super structured. So I'm doing that. So it's going to be a little tight around the bust, but it should fit really well everywhere else for sure. So that's the plan. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah, this pattern, honestly, the way that it's written, let's see, the pattern is on 1, 2, 3, basically 4 pages. It printed a bunch of like ads. But a sweater pattern on 4 pages. It's really condensed. So I actually had to sit down with this for an hour before even casting on, because I had to parse where to find all of the important information, like sizes and how many stitches to cast on and stuff like that. But once I got through all of that, I, circled all my numbers. I'm starting to tally to keep track of my increases. So it'll be fine. But yeah, so this is living in my sweater size Mario bag. And yeah, I've just started a new sweater. And I'm really excited about it. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so I got a bunch of skeins of this to make my sweater. And we went to, like I said, Hobby Lobby for the yarn sale. So I got a good deal. I mean, affordable sweaters. Are you crazy? I will totally take one. Yeah, so I'll just quickly show you what else we got at Hobby Lobby because the colors are gorgeous and I have to share them. So I have a big old bag here. But I got another sweater quantity. So I won't show you all the skeins, I'll just show you the colors. So I did get a sweater's quantity of this. Oh, this color. Oh, yep. I love it. Look, I have some right there. Love it. Love this color. My favorite color is yellow, but wearing bright yellow is not really like super flattering, so this is, oh, I guess the same brand. Instead of Baby Bee, this is Yarn Bee. Soft and sleek, low pill fiber. It's 100% acrylic. Low pill acrylic, which I don't even know what that means, but sure. This is worsted weight. Yeah, so I have a worsted weight cardigan in my library, and I think I'm going to make that out of this. So I got a bunch of balls of this. Oh yeah, this color is tobacco. They had 7 balls on the shelf and I bought 6. So whatever. But oh my god, that color is going to look amazing. And I may change my mind. Well, I'm going to finish this pullover. And I might just instead go with pullovers instead of cardigans. Or I could do... Stop it, whatever. I got a sweater's quantity of this. Then, while we were in this section, holy cow, the colors. Okay, let me just get them out of here. Okay. Now, with these, I just got one of each, okay? But, look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is going to look so good. Alright, I don't know what I'm going to make out of these. I have no idea. It's worsted weight, so I could make a worsted weight shawl. I talked about that before. I could do like a transition-y, fadey, sweatery type thing out of this. Like maybe a cropped sweater to wear over a dress or something. Go this way or this way? Oh my god, probably this way. I love these colors. Okay, so this is the same, what's it called? Sweet Bee? Yarn Bee. It's a bee. Yarn Bee, soft and sleek, low pill fiber. The darkest color is called Spice. And then we have mauve. And then blush. Holy crap. It's like this really soft pink. It looks kind of tan on camera right now, but it's a soft pink, like my skin. And then this one is linen, which is a super soft, something in there, like a brownish gray, but really subtle. Holy crap. This is gorgeous! Gorgeous! So I got one of each of these, and then a whole sweater's quantity of this tobacco, hence the bag being so full. And then if that wasn't enough, just 2 more things. I got a couple more skeins of sock yarn for Michael. So I have a bunch of sock yarn up there that's like, doesn't really go with Michael's style and his wardrobe. So there'll be more like things for me and gifts and stuff like that. And I've already made Michael socks out of this color. This is Patton's Croy. What's it called? Flax? Yep, flax. I've already made him a pair of socks out of this color. But he doesn't mind having repeats. So what I'm going to do is make him another pair out of this color, but a different pattern. So that'll be fun. I'm thinking of designing some kind of cable sock. I think cables would look really nice with this yarn, so I think I'll do that. But yeah, oh my gosh, this color palette with all these yarns together in the bag, like it's neutral, colorful heaven. I love it. We also got some shelves and a couple Christmas decorations because duh. But yeah, so we had fun shopping. We finally got a bike for Michael. So now we both have bikes and we can finally go bike riding again. And if it could stop raining, we can also go bike riding. So anyway, yeah. So I'm getting ready for Christmas. I'm wanting to knit all the sweaters, which to be honest, when I started knitting for real, sweaters seemed so daunting. And now they're really not that bad. So if you have been itching to try a sweater, like, you know, you've put knitting a sweater up on a pedestal and you think it's something that you just can't achieve, no, it's totally doable. It's just a matter of finding a nice, clearly written pattern that you can follow. I don't know that I'd recommend this drops one that I just cast on for a beginner, because like I said, I read the pattern for like an hour before I even started because I didn't know where to start. It wasn't structured like the other patterns I had looked at, and so it took me a little while to find the information and then put it in the right order. I understand why they organized it that way. It's just for someone who's reading it, it's not ideal. So, right? But the patterns I've knit by Tin Can Knits, really clear, straightforward. They have great diagrams to go with the written patterns. I would highly recommend those for a beginner. Yeah. Okay, so that's all I have. That's all I have. I have no idea how long this video is because I had to like turn off my camera and turn it back on again. Anyway. Alright, I hope to see you guys next weekend again. And until then, keep knitting. Don't forget to enter your finished shawls in the DeHart House podcast Ravelry group. There is a link to that group. I should say this earlier in the podcast. There's a link to that group right down there in the description box thing. Yeah. Take care. Keep knitting. Enjoy the rain, sunshine, or snow, depending on where you are. And I'll see you next time. Bye!